Hello, hi, welcome once again to M5's new English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV screen to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay, well let's learn English together. Okay, can you hear me? That's right. I asked the question with can. Can you hear me? Is it possible to hear me? Yes? Well, Csaba, the sound engineer, says that he can hear me. So I think that everyone out there in Hungarian TV land can also hear me. Can you see me? That's right. Another question using can. Is it possible to see me? Well, Otti, the cameraman, is indicating that he can see me. So that means that everyone in Hungarian TV land can see me on their TVs. Great! Fantastic! Magic! Cucumber! Taxi! Speaking of taxis, hello to my friend, the taxi driver at Astoria. I hope you're watching today. I can't see you, but you can see me. Have fun. Okay. So what we all remember was what we learned last lesson. That's right. Last lesson we learned about can. Can plus infinitive, meaning I am able to do something. If I say I can play the piano, it means I know how to play the piano. If my friend, the taxi driver, says he can drive a taxi, it means that he knows how to drive a taxi. He knows how to drive a car, and he knows how to work the meter. He knows how to pick people up. He knows everything you need to know about taxis. He can drive a taxi. Now, after we looked at can, we looked at the negative. Do you remember? The negative is easy. The negative version of can is cannot. There's that word not again. The word we always see with negatives. And we usually say can't. Everyone likes the short version. So, we know how to make positive sentences with can. We can make positive sentences with can. First, we need the subject. I, you, he, the taxi driver. Then we add can, and then we add the infinitive. So, the taxi driver can drive a taxi. Great. Okay. And what about the negative? Well, that's simple too. The sentence structure is the same. We need a subject. I, you, he, she, we, they. Then we add can't, and then we add the infinitive. Simple. If we see people doing this, what do we think? Correct-a-doodle-doo. We think they can't see. If we see people doing this, what do we think? Bingo-licious. We think they can't hear. Okay, what about someone in a wheelchair? That's right, they can't walk. Okay, what about a blind person like Stevie Wonder? He can't see. Now, all of those examples were based on the idea that it's not possible to do those things. If someone's eyes don't work, like Stevie Wonder or Ray Charles, then it's not possible for them to see. It's impossible. If someone hasn't got any legs, that person can't walk. Again, we're talking about something which is impossible. Good. But there's another way we use can't, isn't there? Do you remember? That's right. If I don't have the ability to do something, then I can't do it. I can't ride a motorbike, for example. I don't know how to ride a motorbike. I can't speak Mongolian. I don't have the ability to speak Mongolian. Now today, before we go any further, let's learn another way we can use can and can't. We can use can I as a question, which means, is it okay? So, if I ask the question, can I use your telephone? I'm not talking about ability. Of course I can use your telephone. I know how to use a telephone. When I ask, can I use your telephone? I'm asking, is it okay for me to use your telephone? When I ask, can I speak to Alfredo Benchfield? I'm not talking about ability. Of course I can speak to Alfredo Benchfield on the phone. When I ask, can I speak to Alfredo Benchfield? I'm asking if he's there. Is it possible for me to speak to him? We also use can when we ask someone to do something. Can you wait for me, please? Again, this is not asking about ability. Of course you can wait for me. This question is asking you to agree to wait for me. If I ask, can you open the door? I'm not asking about your abilities and strength. Of course I can open the door. Look at my biceps. No. When I ask the question, can you open the door? I'm asking you to do something for me. When I'm in a shop and I ask, can I have this soft drink? I'm not asking if you think that I have the ability to buy it. No, I'm asking you to sell it to me. I'm asking you to help me to buy it. When I get into a taxi, I say to my friend, the taxi driver, can you take me to the airport? I'm not asking if he is able to drive me to the airport. I'm not asking if he knows the way to the airport. I'm not asking if he knows how to get to the airport. No, I'm asking him to take me to the airport for money. He's a taxi driver. He drives a taxi. I want to go to the airport, so I ask him, can you take me to the airport? Some people get into a taxi and say, airport, now! But that's not very nice. It's not polite, and the taxi driver won't be happy. Now, most of these questions are nice questions. They're polite questions. We're asking people to help us, to sell us things, to do things for us, and we're asking nicely. We're being polite. It's possible to go into a shop and say, I want this soft drink! But it's not polite. It's not nice. We can get into a taxi and say, airport! But it's not polite. It's not nice. Now, what about the reply? We ask questions and we receive or we get replies. So, if we ask a question, a nice, polite question like, can I speak to Alfredo? We normally receive the answer, of course, just a moment. When we get into a taxi and ask the taxi driver, can you take me to the airport? The normal answer is, of course. So you see, when we ask a polite question, we receive a polite answer. Okay, what about a situation where we can't speak to Alfredo? Perhaps he's not in the office, or he's not in the bank, or he's not at home. Well, then what do we think the answer is? That's right. It's 100% certain, 100% sure that if the person is polite, they'll use the word sorry. If we ask the question on the phone, hello, can I speak to Alfredo, please? And if the person we're speaking to is as polite as we are, then the reply should be something like this. I'm sorry, you can't speak to Alfredo at the moment. Nice and polite. Sometimes the person gives extra information. I'm sorry, you can't speak to Alfredo at the moment. He's not here. Again, nice and polite. Good. Great! Banana split. And what about the taxi? What if we ask the taxi driver, can you take me to the airport? But the answer is negative. Then what? Well, because we are polite, the taxi driver is also polite. The taxi driver's normal reply is, I'm sorry, I can't take you. Maybe the taxi driver also gives us extra information. I'm sorry, I can't take you. I'm not working at the moment. Nice and polite. Great. Okay. Now, time for something else. Are you ready for something else? You are? I can't hear you. Say it again. Say it louder. Shout it! Okay. So we're ready for something different. Well then, what are we waiting for? Let's have another look at the present simple and present continuous tenses. Whee! Tenses. Okay, let's get stuck in. So, let's try something new today, something different. Let's compare the present simple and the present continuous. Wow, a comparison. Let's go. Okay, great. Let's compare. Have a look at this photo. So, this is Jimmy Page. Jimmy Page is a very famous guitarist. He played the guitar in Led Zeppelin. Okay, now, he's standing with a guitar, looking at the camera. He's not playing the guitar. Jimmy Page has got a guitar, and he plays the guitar every day. Jimmy Page plays the guitar, but he's not playing the guitar now. So, when we ask the question, is he playing the guitar? What's the answer? That's right. The answer is no, he isn't playing the guitar. When we ask the question, does he play the guitar? What's the answer? That's right. The answer is yes, he does play the guitar. The first question was in the present continuous tense, asking about now, when we are asking the question. The second question was in the present simple tense, asking about in general, all the time or sometimes. Here's a picture to show when we use the two tenses. So, we say, please be quiet, I'm working. I'm working now and you're making a lot of noise. I can't concentrate. I'm sorry, you can't speak to Alfredo. He's having a shower. I can't speak to Alfredo now because he's having a shower now, when we're talking. Turn the TV off. No one's watching it. The TV is on, but no one is watching it now. We're not watching TV now, so why is it turned on? I work every day from 8 o'clock until 5 o'clock. Alfredo has a shower every day. We watch TV every evening. Okay, great. Oh, God blimey, we're out of time. Elephant's toenails. Okay, well that's all we have time for today. I'll see you next lesson. You have been watching me, Gav Duncan, on M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. Thanks for watching. I had fun today. I hope you had fun too. I'm Gav Duncan. I'm not Wile E. Coyote and I'm not Roadrunner. I'm Gav Duncan and I'll see you next lesson for some more fun with English. See you later. Bye.